What is up, everybody? Just taking a nice little stroll through Old Hope Cemetery here. This is called Old Hope Cemetery because there's a New Hope Cemetery. This is a kind of a neat little place. It's a little gem, kind of back off the beaten path a little ways. But it's like out here, kind of like the cemetery I was in the other day. Very rural farm lot. But I like to come out here every once in a while when I'm in the area. I actually was cutting up a truckload of firewood for my buddy and his dad, and took it up and dropped it off to him. And another friend of mine messaged me and said, "Hey, you got to go check out the headstones up in Hope." He says there's some tree stump ones that he says when I was a kid I heard that the father and all the kids died in a fire. And I said, "Boy, I think I know which ones you're talking about. It's actually somebody I know. It's his great grandfather." And I said, "I don't think that's the story, but I'm gonna go make sure that those are the ones you're talking about." And in fact, they were. I see there's two people here now. I'm just telling kind of why I'm here. Just kind of rambling, really. But this is Old Hope Township Cemetery. It's a neat little. It's out here in the middle of a farm field. Look at, isn't that a nice scene? The sun is shining on us today. It's cold as heck, though. And anyways, this is a neat little farm lot cemetery. I like to come out here every once in a while. Back in the late 90s, they did some restoration here that really wasn't the best practice, but it is what it is, you know. I actually came up here a couple weeks ago and took some pictures of some headstones that had some issues that I'd like to work on if I'm given the opportunity. And I'll show you a few here, but yeah, see, like even some of these temporary markers are still out here. Those are from the 20s, 1915, 1920, 1925, 1939. Kind of sad that those folks don't have a headstone. But yeah, see, like, I think this was one of them. Yeah, see this. If you guys saw that slideshow video that I did, this is polyurethane, and kind of a bad deal. They came out here and they cleaned all of these headstones with trisodium phosphate, which was damaging enough. Took a lot of the detail out of some of these stones, and as you can see, it didn't keep them clean for very long. You know, 1998 or 99, I think they did the work out here, and well, I guess here we are. I keep thinking 1998 wasn't very long ago. But sorry, my nose is kind of running. It's cold out here. Got my dog with me. Remy. There she is. Isn't she just the prettiest thing ever? But yeah, see, like this one here. They completely coated this in polyurethane, which thank God it's coming off, you know, because that's what's going to have to happen to it. going to have to be cleaned up. And I think probably when they clean these with trisodium phosphate, it takes, I mean, it takes a lot of elbow grease to clean anything with trisodium phosphate, but to clean stone, you can imagine how much scrubbing they probably did on these. And that's why a lot of this is looking pretty worn down. You can see this. There's a marker back there. My buddy just texted me about that story that he heard about. I'll take you guys over here and show you that big tree stump headstone. But some of these names, like this is Levely, last name Levely. I grew up on Levely Road, so some of these names are very early and important settlers of this area. I'm probably about, well, if you guys can see that kind of mushroom cloud looking thing there, that's where I work. That's very close to where I work. That's Midland Cogeneration Venture Plant. They make power for consumers' energy. And then I work right next door to that, the Dow Chemical Plant. But yeah, like, see, this is William Mills. I believe it's William Mills. You know, they say Mills Township was named after him. I grew up in Mills Township. This is Hope Township here. Chambers, the Chambers family had the Chambers sawmill, which was very well known. Still is very well known, even though it doesn't exist anymore. What we got here? See that? Some squirrel's got a stash down in there. Oh man. Here's another one of these polyurethane headstones. I really can't even believe that they did that. But I guess I couldn't believe the other day when there was 2x4s that were bolted to the back of headstones to keep them together. That's, I guess, when you don't really know what to do, you do what you can. Marianne, hi. Thanks for stopping. Yeah, I just started not too long ago. I got quite a bit of walking around to do, getting the pup exercised. I cut a load of firewood up and took it to my buddy and his dad's place, and I wasn't feeling very good this morning. I was really tired today. I don't know if this weather change has got me all jacked up or what, but so I relaxed on the couch this morning, and I started feeling a little better and decided to get outside and cut some wood up and took it over to their place. A buddy of mine texted me and said, hey, you should do a video on the family up in Old Hope that burned in a fire. He said they got tree stumps for headstones. I said, well, I think I know which ones you're talking about. Actually, somebody I know, it's his great-great-grandfather, I believe. I think it was his great-great-grandfather. It might have been his great-grandfather. I don't remember exactly. There's another Mills family. And anyways, so I decided to come over here. I was close by anyways, and yeah, see, there's another Mills family. This one looks really nice. Out of this whole cemetery, this one looks really nice. It's still really kind of worn down. That says Josiah Mills. This is pretty worn right here, but you can see all this nice engraving here still. It's nice and deep. If you found anything that works to take off rust. So the best thing I can say to take off rust is that Bellinzoni rust remover that I used in one of my videos. I did talk to some other people about it, and found out Old Hope is in the northern part of the county. Yes. Yeah, it's just south of Edenville. In fact, I can almost see Edenville Township from where I'm standing. So the Bellinzoni, I talked to somebody about that, and they said if you have to leave it on for a long time, just leave it on for a long time, 3, 4, 5 hours. The more dwell time you have on it, the more it will remove. And it won't hurt the marble. I actually did a lot of research on that. The most it will do is leave a little bit of purple staining. That there's another Mills family. The purple staining will go away. So not really staining. It's just kind of a effervescence, I guess, if you want to call it that. But see, this is that tree stump headstone. This is actually a buddy of mine. It's his family, Jacob Shearer, and then Mary, I believe, was a daughter of Jacob's, and then Laura, and I can't remember. I think she might have been Jacob's wife or something. I don't remember. Oh, and here's Jacob Shears right here. So it's Jacob and Laura, I believe, were husband and wife, and then this is Mary Shearer, and I believe she was a daughter of Jacob's. And this huge headstone here, I mean, to get a sense of how big that is, I'm 6 foot tall, and it's 8 foot tall, I'd say, almost. And it's probably 4 foot across at the bottom, maybe 3 foot by 4 foot. I was told by a descendant that, sorry, trying to block the wind a little bit. It's a little bit windy out here. I was told by a descendant that it took, what was it? Like 4 or 5 horses on a wagon, or maybe 2 teams of horses. I can't remember. Just to pull it back here. And this road that comes back here, it goes out here, and then we're a quarter mile back from the main road, and it's all dirt. And there's a story that someone is buried right here along the road somewhere, because when they brought them back to bury them, the horse and buggy got stuck in the road. It was so nasty. And they had to just offload the body and bury it where they could. So watching from Oklahoma. Well, welcome. I bet you it's a lot warmer in Oklahoma than it is here. Laura, it's probably about 26 here right now. Maybe even a little bit colder. Hey, cuz, what's going on? Glad to see you stop in. This one's a really nice one too. These could all use some cleaning back here. They all need a little bit of attention. That one would look really nice, all cleaned up. Yeah, they did some work on these back in the 90s. See, that's a repair. It's not a very good one, but it looks like they used mortar of some sort, which is cool. Probably not the right kind of mortar, but man, sorry for sniffling on you guys. It is cold out here. This is another thing too that I actually really like this. Although this headstone is in good enough shape that it could be repaired and stood back upright. There's some micro cracking up in here, but this is not the structural part of the stone. This part down here all looks really good, other than it's dirty. Get out of here with that. Give me that. Ugh. So yeah, I think that one could be stood up and re-socketed, but I like that they did this. And it's, last time I was up here, I checked, it's not attached. They didn't epoxy it down. Get out of here with that. So I really like that. They did that to a couple other stones too, and I'm glad to see that they didn't epoxy them down to the concrete, or at least if they did, they didn't use very good stuff. So get this picked up. That's one thing out here that happens a lot. You have rain coming today, really. Well, we had 50-mile-per-hour winds yesterday or so, and it actually maybe even gusted higher than that, but we've had a lot of power outages in the last 2 weeks in this area. But yeah, that's one thing that happens out here a lot, because you can see that is west, and it's wide open. The wind just whips through here, and I think that's the 5th flag that I picked up, and I'm sure that there's some out here in the farm field, if I had to guess. When we got here, way out there on that hill, there was like 8 swans. It's kind of cool. You don't see those around here that often, especially this time of year. I don't see any flags out there. I would have guessed that there would be a couple, but they could be all the way to the wood line over there, or at least a ditch, maybe. But what's everybody up to on a day like today? Here it's cold. It's cold, cold, cold. And the older I get, the less I like this cold weather. It's not near as much fun as it used to be when I was younger. I only got 2 people in here now. I think this winter I'm going to be doing a lot of these little live streams. There's a couple geese coming in right there. You can hear them. They're flying into that field. I'd love to be out goose hunting right now. That was in the other direction. That was kind of weird though. Yeah, that's my baby right there. She's a pain in the ass, but what? 78 degrees. Wow. Jeez, oh Pete. That's nice. I would love to have 78 degrees. I got some projects I'd like to start on. Sorry if I'm making you guys dizzy, but yeah, look at this one right here. See this right here? This was standing up the other day when I was here. And there is a base under there. It's a concrete base there. Needs the old mortar chiseled out and cleaned up so that this can be remortared in. So we'll just leave that laying down like that. Yeah, I'd like to come up here and do some work. I don't know if it'll ever happen. I know there's not a whole lot to be done here, but the stuff that does need to be done needs to be done now. Hey, I caught on of the live. Oh yeah. I do a really bad job at announcing my live streams and stuff, but yeah, see this? I didn't even notice this before, but that's all like urethane of some sort. And this type of headstone, I don't really know what it is. I think this is what they call soapstone, but I'm not sure. I asked somebody a couple weeks ago about it, and I haven't heard back. I've seen it a few times, and this is the only time I've seen that around here. Jeez. Oh, but yeah, that's some more of that polyurethane or something that they did there. And that type of stone, I think it's probably just gonna have to stay like that. Of course, all of it, any of these repairs on these stones kind of have to stay the way they are unless they fail, because to try to undo it, I think you would probably cause more damage than good. See this is just sloppy. That's like some sort of Portland cement mortar that they used in there. It's not very good work, but here's another squirrel stash. I found one of those holes over the hill here, and it's just loaded with acorns. Look at this. This is one of those white metal magnesium things, and it's got some damage to it, but overall it's in really good shape. This was 1874. 1878. Beautiful craftsmanship, really. And the deal with these is all of these plates could be removed and you could customize it. So that's why why people really like these. All these pieces, those are all just pinned together, and you could do whatever you wanted to with it. You could change this guy in the middle. You could pull these plates off. You could put different symbolism on there. You know, that was the big thing with those. People really liked them for a long time. They were about a 30-year thing. You don't really see them a whole lot after 1930 or so. So maybe about 50 years that people really liked those. They were cost effective, apparently. Whereas, a big white marble stone like this, it was really big and cumbersome. You had to get somebody to first cut it out. They had to cut it out of the side of a mountain and then transport it. And transportation was a lot, and it's just so hard to handle. Whereas, that piece over there maybe weighs 150 pounds. That right there maybe weighs 800 pounds. But yeah, see, this is some more of the polyurethane. They coated this in polyurethane. I wish they really hadn't, but see, it comes out pretty easy. And I think that somebody with probably just a bamboo skewer or something, you could go around this and pick at it and get most of that stuff out if you wanted to, And then this stone actually looks really good too. And I don't see any reason why this couldn't be put back together and be standing back up in a slot base. You might lose a little bit of this. You might lose Saginaw City because you would want it to set down in there in a slot a little ways, but can you fix those metal ones? So last time I was out here, a guy actually asked me if there was anything you could do for that. And I suppose you could if you knew how to cast magnesium or look at, she wants me to throw this. That's what that stick has been dwindled down to now. Yeah, you would have to know how to cast that metal, and I really don't. In order to fix that properly, it would have to be probably you would have to hire somebody that actually does metal casting and have each one of those pieces recreated. I've heard a magnet will stick to Uh-oh. 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 What happened? What happened? Can you guys hear me? All right. Okay, sorry. My sister tried calling me, and for whatever reason, it screws everything up. Anyways, yeah, anyhow, oh, we're back at this one. I thought I would just show you guys some of this stuff, and here's another one too. This is pretty typical, you know. See a lot of this. A lot of these they use some kind of a goo. Oops, sorry. They use some kind of a goo in there, you know, like liquid nails or something, and that was probably done much earlier than 1998 when they did the rest of this work. Maybe it wasn't, but um, I really like this place. This place is very peaceful. Look at those old trees over there. Those two, that tree right there and that tree right there, are easily, and that one over there too, easily 48 inches, maybe even 50 inches in diameter at the bottom. Very large trees. She found another stick. So, geez. And I'll take you guys over and show you this area over here too. This is something else. I'll show you this sign. I really like how they did this. I think that there could be some improvements made on it, but I really like how they have this information out here. A lot of these little farm lot cemeteries that you see all around Michigan, especially, or maybe even other places. If you've gone to some of these older little cemeteries, they don't have this type of stuff. This is when they did this project. Yeah, see, this could be fixed up and probably done a little bit better. But look at this. They have all the information. I mean, you just don't see that. They have all of this information here. And then this is a map where they have each one of the plots. And see, some water got in here and damaged that. But this is just something that doesn't happen around these older cemeteries very much anymore. But I'll take you guys over here and show you. This is that road that I came in on. This is the road that comes in off the main road. And imagine, you know, back in the late 1800s, horse and buggy. This road wasn't built up like it is now. You can see it's built up. It would have been probably just a low spot really in the road, or maybe even it was flat with what you see on both sides. And supposedly they came in off of that main dirt road there, and they were coming up this drive, and they got stuck right in here. And there supposedly is a body buried right in this area because they just couldn't get any farther in, and the road beyond where they gotten stuck was so bad. And if you look, I would say there's probably somebody buried right there. There might be somebody buried in here. Maybe up in here. It's a low spot, depression. And then over here on the other side of the road, where all these pine trees are, supposedly are empty lots. There's nobody buried over here that anybody knows of. But, you know, this cemetery's been around for a long time. Look at all those geese. And so this is the newer section of the old cemetery, and there's a new cemetery up the road a ways, about maybe a mile from here. That they've been burying people in for quite some time now. But see, this is an unmarked grave for sure. This is a new grave. There they are. Oh, just a single goose. This is a newer grave here. There's not even any information on it. Just that wind chime thing there. And then, you know, this is kind of where I started this live video at. It's over in this area. Isn't that a nice sunset? Yeah, it's pretty sparse up through here. There's a lot of unmarked graves. You can look, and they pretty much know that there's a lot of unmarked graves out in this area. And you can look out here and you can see one right there, one right there. There's probably one right there. You know, it's a pretty good indication when you're walking around and you see like a 4 foot by 8 foot indentation in what is pretty much, for the most part, pretty flat ground. That there's a burial. You know, right here is probably another one. And if the records are good, you might know who's buried there. You might not. So, but anyways, I just wanted to share this experience with you guys. This is a really nice old cemetery. And oh, Twisted Tips, sorry I missed you. Yeah, they still do use this cemetery. I kind of missed the chat there for a little bit, but they still do bury people here occasionally, like that one. That's a newer burial. It's not very common though. So, but anyhow, it's starting to get dark. It's starting to get colder. My hand's getting cold, so I'm gonna probably let you guys go. Shut this live stream down, and I'm gonna do some more research tonight for my next accidental death video. I hope you guys are kind of liking those. Those are pretty neat. I think I've gotten a lot of good feedback both on here and on TikTok for those, and I'm really enjoying them, and I hope you guys are too. So be on the lookout for a couple more the next couple weeks. I have, I think, 3 train accident victims, 2 or 3 more people that died in fire, and 1 drowning accident. So it should be pretty good. I like doing them. So, oh great, I like that you guys are liking them. So, yeah. Anyhow, I'm gonna shut her down. Get out of here with that. I'm gonna shut it down. I'm gonna give you guys one last look at that beautiful sunset over there. Let's go up here to the hill, top of the hill, where we can see it really good. I like this old tree here, but it needs to be pruned because it's kind of killing itself off. But yeah, there we go. That's a nice shot. Kind of dark in the forefront, but get out of here, dog. All right, we'll see you guys later. Thanks for stopping by.